Okay, in this video I'll be going over how to play and win with CP Baron the way I play with him. Let's get this video started. You'll see at the start here, what I'll do is I'll wait for a third health potion, and then I'll go to lane. You've got plenty of time to get to lane before missing your first creep, and this gives you kind of a little bit of an advantage. CP Baron has mana problems, so what you'll see me do all game is I'll often pop a health potion when I'm full health, just because I want the mana from it. And I really feel like if you don't do that, CP Baron really isn't playable because he's just so mana hungry. Um, this is a ranked game in PoA Silver. This is a full party that I've got with me. We're up against another full party. So it's 3v3. I do not recommend playing CP Baron in solo queue. You need a very specific team composition, and you need everyone in the party to be on board with how you're going to play the game, because when you play CP Baron, the whole team is focused around him, and the game plan is very objective based, and it's not team fight based at all. You really don't want to be team fighting. You'll see me in this game ignore fights constantly. All I'm focused on is getting my farm and getting that first Kraken. So what kind of team composition do you need to make CP Baron work? What I found is you have to have a weapon power melee jungle. Without a weapon power melee jungle, it doesn't work. I've had very limited success. You need weapon power melee jungle to get in their face, to start attacking them, distract them so they're not just focusing you so hard. And you need a target to hit that's not focused on dodging your A's. So besides that, you need a CC heavy support like we've got Finn here. Finn has multiple stuns. He can pull them to you or away from you. So this team of Rona and Finn is one of the ideal situations for CP Baron, and we kind of went into this game focused on that. Right now it's just me in the lane. I'm not really focused on harassing Celeste. I'm just focused on getting my CS up. Finn is there kind of guarding me a little bit. You don't have to have the support babysit you like this in lane. He just decided to do this. We weren't on Discord, so I probably would have asked him to go into jungle if I was on Discord, but this is what he decided to do. But it's not necessary to have this to play CP Baron. So Rona invaded. Finn went to help. Now I'm going to come down. I kind of have to. I would much rather, again, just be in lane, hanging out, chilling. But Rona correctly invades their jungle when she sees that their jungle is all alone, and Rona can beat Blackfeather early on. So Rona's making the right play. We went to support her a little bit. I think at this point my CS is not that great. I've missed a good number. Your initial CS with Baron is very, very, very tough with one item. With one item, it's super difficult. So I'm going to go back, and this is the build you'll see me do every single time with CP Baron. I always start out this way. What you'll see I'm building towards is I'm building towards a Frostburn, and I'm building towards a Clockwork. And I buy a piece of each of these weapons, the 4 pieces, before I upgrade any one of them. So I just got the basic building blocks of those 2 items. I'm going back to lane. This gives you enough damage and enough regen and cooldown that you need to make CP Baron work. And really, it's not to fight. It's I just need to CS better. So now that I have these items, my CS should go up a little bit. Great vision by Finn. And again, my whole entire focus this game is I just want to get my items. I want to get strong. I don't want to team fight. The way you'll see this game go is how most good CP Baron games go, according, in my opinion. I think the goal is get strong, push objectives. The damage that CP Baron can do to objectives is ridiculous. Usually if you get one Baron around 20 minutes, that one, Kraken, you get one Kraken around 20 minutes, that can end the game. If you get an earlier Kraken than that, you probably won't end the game, but you can do a good amount of damage. So, there's a bunch of business going on in their jungle. I'm not really worried about it. I'm trying to push turret until I see that I can save his life, drop a few A's, and I go back to CSing. It might be a little boring for some people. I enjoy the play style, and it's a lot of fun once you get them going, but you gotta get them going before you can start joining fights. And my team is aware of this, so they know, hey, look, let's not try to fight too much. Let's just push objectives. That's another reason why I just solo queue doesn't work, because you'll get people diving, trying to start early fights, and if you start doing that with CP Baron, you're in for a really bad time. Finn's still hanging out with me. You'll see I have 4 potions here. I always have as many potions as I possibly can with Baron. I usually don't go to 4, but you know, I usually don't go to 5, but 3 or 4 potions is what I want to have on this character. Just let me pop one right here. I don't really need it health wise, but I need the mana. So you'll see that very often for the entire game. If you don't do that with Baron, like I said earlier, he's really not playable in my opinion. You have to have these mana potions. I'm calling them mana potions. You have to use these health potions as mana potions, which to me, when I'm playing Baron, health potions are mana potions. So Finn's getting in a little trouble. Catherine's being very aggressive, getting her stacks up on her A. We got 45 CS around 6 minutes. Not the greatest, not the worst. It's kind of, it's mediocre. Celeste is doing pretty good. She's not overextending. She's trying to get her farm. I think Celeste could be a bit more aggressive. It might be better if Celeste was, so it's kind of working in my favor, where she doesn't really want to mess around too much. And that might have something to do with Finn being there. We don't know. But this Celeste does play the laning phase pretty passive, which is helpful to us. I've got a good amount of gold right now, and normally you don't want to get this much gold without buying items or converting that gold into items, but Celeste isn't leaving, and I don't want to lose out on experience. I don't want to lose out on CS, so they're not being aggressive. There's no harm really in just staying in lane until we can find a good time to go back and spend this gold. Again, my team knows to kind of play passive, so I'm not worried about, you know, I've got to convert this gold to items immediately, because if a team fight breaks out, no. My team knows to kind of stay back. This is our plan from the start. Right now, we'd like me to go back and be able to buy items, so Rona's coming up to kind of hold lane for me. I'm going to go back, get some mana, make purchases. So I had a bunch of gold. I got my Frostburn. Now, a lot of people I've seen say Frostburn is bad on Baron. Why get Frostburn when the A already slows? Frostburn is essential to CP Baron. The slow, just because you have a little bit of slow in his A already doesn't mean you can't use more, right? So when you have this slow, what you'll find is once you land one A, the second A and the third and the fourth and the fifth are all pretty much guaranteed, because of how much of a slow is applied. Without Frostburn, I don't think he's playable. I just don't think so. So Frostburn is the #1 thing to go to for me. It also does a ton of help for disengaging. You'll see that if there's someone chasing you or your teammates, you drop a couple of A's down there. If they don't back up and they get hit and try to push through it, they get slowed so much they just can't do anything. And they'll get hit by follow-up A's, so they're forced to back up. So Frostburn on CP Baron is a staple item for me. I do not rush any item besides Frostburn on CP Baron. I've seen everyone I play with that's not part of my team complain about it. Why would you get Frostburn? I've seen Reddit posts and forum posts saying it's a bad idea. It's a great idea. It makes so much sense, and the results speak for themselves. I see Rona's in some trouble here. I'm going to try to drop an ult to help her out. Does not help out. Black Feather is a hard counter against CP or weapon power Baron. This is really going to be a tough game for me. Black Feather, with his basically 2 reflex blocks built into his ultimate, he can gap close on you. He can kill you very fast. Baron has a really hard time with Black Feather. So ideally in the draft, if you see Black Feather, abandon your Baron plan. I was intent on making this video, so I still went with it, even though I saw there was a Black Feather there. You'll see that I also get defense kind of late. The reason I get defense late is not because I think defense isn't needed on him. It is. It's just that again, my game plan is to not be in fights too much, and I want the damage for disengage, and I want the damage for killing objectives. So if we were having a game plan where we're going to be doing a lot of team fights, I'd buy reflex block a lot earlier than you see me buy it in this game. That's just not my game plan, not my main concern. And really, the range on your A when you're going CP Baron is so great that if your positioning is proper, reflex block shouldn't come up. You know, there shouldn't be a need for reflex block if your positioning is correct. So I'm really trying to focus on my positioning and my gameplay, and that enables me to kind of delay reflex block. So you'll see what I'm building into now. I've got my Frostburn, I've got my Clockwork. Next I'm getting a Shatterglass. They don't have too much defense at the moment. And once you get Shatterglass, the damage is just insane with CP Baron. The final build is a 4 offense, 1 defense build. You'll see that I use screen shift a lot. My screen is almost always shifted with Baron. If you're not used to doing that, get used to it, because you kind of have to make Baron work. Black Feather gets out of that. Again, that's why he's so good against Baron. He's really hard to hit with your skills. We've got about 94 CS at 11.5 minutes. Again, it's not perfect. It's not too bad, but it could be a lot better. It's good enough, though, to get my build going. Right now, I need about another 200 gold to get my Shatterglass, and that's really my focus right now. I want to get a couple more creeps to get my Shatterglass before we really start pushing. We got the first turret down. That's great. There hasn't really been too many team fights. That's great. So I got enough gold for my Shatterglass. At this point, my whole focus is let's not fight. Let's just let me buy my Shatterglass. I keep on hitting that stupid record button by mistake. I really think it's in a bad spot. It's hard to play with the recording thing there. I wish it could go up closer to the corners. Got a little fight down here by the shop. In this fight, I do a really bad job. I buy my Shatterglass mid-fight, which is fine, but I kind of lose my focus in this fight. You'll see Celeste is really focused correctly, and I'm not. So she comes in and just destroys me. I wasn't watching where she was at, and I was out of mana by the time she rushed at me. And she probably saw that I was out of mana, and that's why she rushed me so hard. If I was to play that properly, I'd be more focused on where she was. But that was a bad fight by me all around. Just bad aim, bad targeting, bad focus, bad positioning. We probably should have went back home to shop. Because again, we weren't looking to fight. We were just looking for me to buy Shatterglass. So that was great play by them, horrible play by me. And that's exactly what I want to avoid with CP Baron. He's not the best team fighter, especially not against the Black Feather. So Celeste gets the turret. Look at her health right there, how much damage that one hit did to her. So I do a ton of damage right now, which is great. But it's great because of the damage it's going to do to objectives, not so much to the heroes. We don't really care about killing heroes at all. What you'll see right here is me trying to steal the minion mine. Doesn't work out. I'm a little bit late. But always be aware of them and where they are, and all you have to do is pan your camera down. If you see their animations going, drop an alt down. You might get it, you might not, but you know, if you don't try, you're not going to get it, so at least throw it out there and see what happens. And again, since we're playing a very disengaged style, we're not trying to team fight too much, you don't have to worry too much about your alt always being up in the instance of a team fight. So I have no problem throwing it down on the minion mine or Kraken and seeing if I can steal it if we get into that position. That's just me. I noticed I'm in a bad position, so I jump out to get myself out of there. And I didn't know where they were, but I just saw that if they were next to me, I'd be dead. So jumping over Kraken pit like that is a way to get some good distance and and get to safety. They're probably down there looking for a fight. I don't care. Again, I just want to farm. Excuse me. Go back up to farm a little bit. Miss some more CS. That's great. We're definitely in mid-game. That was an awesome reflex block by Celeste. The Celeste is pretty good. They're trying to comment on us. I think they try to disengage actually at this point. They might not. So this Blackfeather goes into this top bush right here. He's really focused on killing me. I'm focused on not dying, so I'll jump kind of far away. Now, what should happen here is our team should fall back to protect me against Blackfeather, but we don't. We keep on pushing. Our Roan is pretty ambitious. Blackfeather's at me again. I'm trying to get away. And I mean, look at this chase that he does. I mean, it's just, he blocks both of those hits. Doesn't get slow applied to him. Closes the gap and hits me with that. So Blackfeather's just, I mean, anybody else, I'm pretty much safe there. Maybe not from Sky. But Blackfeather's super hard to fight as Baron. So we lose that team fight again. And I really think that was our fault. You know, if our team was more focused on containing Blackfeather, other than diving behind the turret, I think we could have won that team fight. But we messed up to capitalize again. So that's 2 team fights total in the game, and we lost both of them so far. So that kind of shows you Baron is not the best team fighter, and that's not the focus of the game. Now, even though that's the case, we're not too worried. I see what they're doing with Kraken. I go to steal it. To see if I can get something out of it, and there we go. I get Kraken, damage them a ton, so they're kind of forced to back up now, and that's really big. If you can get Kraken as CP Baron, watch what happens, and this is the entire reason you play CP Baron. What you're about to see with this push is why I play the character, why you want to play the character, why your team comp is so focused around protecting him and making him successful. The damage on Celeste is very large. I could have chased the fight, but I don't care about that. I want to kill this turret. So look at the damage in the turret. It goes down so quickly. Baron is me getting hit by Blackfeather again. He backs off, thankfully. At this point, I'm just kind of waiting. I want some of my A's to... I want mana for my A's so I can hit this objective. So that's 2 turrets down pretty quickly, and that's what we want to do. We just want to objective focus push, and that's kind of why we're playing this team comp. It's all about CP Baron. We're able to take this 3rd turret down, which is pretty nice. Kraken. I keep calling Kraken Baron. Kraken dies, so we back off. Runner was kind of deep end there. She's dead. We make off. I just boost away. I mean, it kind of a waste of a boost for some people at that point. Me, I know if I can stay alive, everything's good, so that's all that really matters to me at this point. Just get away. I don't know how close Blackfeather is. He could have ulted twice and gotten pretty close to us. I decide to clear the jungle. I've got a good amount of gold right now. We all made a bunch of money off of that whole sequence. So I clear the jungle before I go back and make some more purchases. CP Baron clears the jungle pretty quickly. Got 2,700 gold. I finished my broken myth. Now it's about defense. So we've got our 4 offensive items. Get my reflex block. Now Crucible is what I'll normally get, unless they're double CP, then I'll get Aegis. But if they're mixed damage, I'll just get Crucible. Gives them a little bit of health. The reflex block is a little bit more important than the health. And I'll usually cap off the boots with Halcyon charges, which is what you'll see me build into if we get to that point. I'm not sure if the game lasts that long. We're just pinging the crystal. We're so close to our win. Blackfeather's all over me. He knows that he needs to kill me to make this game work for him. They get me. So once I'm dead, that's it. I mean, we just want to back off and prevent the ace. But that just shows you how good Blackfeather is against CP Baron. It's so hard to stay alive with him on you like that. And this is POA Silver. This team is good. They understand that, they see what's happening. They understand that if they can kill Baron, they're in a good spot. So they're going to focus me very, very hard. I don't know what's going on here with my teammate, why it was so important to get those creeps, but he pays for that decision. And we give him a little bad manner thumbs up for it, I think. But if they get Kraken, a really good thing about CP Baron is that it's not that big of a deal. Like, they can get Kraken, but CP Baron can kill Kraken by himself very quickly. I'm sorry, he can kill Kraken very quickly by himself, so it's not the end of the world. It's not like we're going to lose a bunch here. And look at the chunks off of this guy's health. And if they come in to hit the turret, what are they going to do? Get hit by Baron's mortars. So it's really not that serious. They get Kraken, who cares, so what? We'll get 1500 team gold for it, so thank you very much. It'd be better if we got it, obviously, but whatever. I'm going to go, I think, buy boots, get my mana up. And again, we're just focused on getting that crystal down. We've lost pretty much, as you've seen, every single team fight. And somehow we're still kind of ahead in this game. Celeste is way out of position. Shouldn't be there. She's going to pay for it. And this is really good for us. They're also low because of all those mortars they took over with Kraken at our turret. And they didn't go back to heal, which they should have. They were trying to clear their jungle. We pushed, knowing they were low health. And this is the result you'll see. Alright, this turret just goes down instantly. Blackfeather tries to kill me again. I don't care about fighting him at all. I want to kill the crystal. I misclick. We still get it. And that's CP Baron. Very objective, focused. It doesn't matter about team fights at all. It just matters that you get Kraken and you push. Push, 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 push. Thanks for watching.